All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome to another video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I'm Jim Davis, of course. Welcome. And we're here playing a little bit of Spider-Man Standard here on the early access. Big thanks to Arena for running this event, as they always do. Super cool to get an early look at the cards here in Spider-Man / Through the Omenpaths. And you saw my 10 new brews. If you missed them, they're on my YouTube. Check them out. And of course, my article last Friday on CoolStuffInc.com went over all of those decks, my thoughts on each, full deck list, and more. And we have here is a Bant cage deck that was floating around the early access. A few folks were playing it. And we saw Selesnya cage in the prior format, built around creatures and collector's cage. The ability to play things for free. See if these kind of big spells in your deck you can play, kind of cheat in, but also that are castable, like Overlord of the Mistmoors and so on and so forth. But a lot of new options here for the deck. And the big one here is Through the Omenpath. This is a 8-mana enchantment. It has Convoke, meaning you can tap your creatures to help cast it, which is the important part here. It's just this deck is full of creatures. And every combat, you just get top 5 cards, pick a creature, and put it into play. So, ideally, that would be an Overlord or a Quantum Riddler, really powerful addition here, or Brightglass Gearhulk, one of your big boppers, but 6 free value every single turn. And you can Convoke it, or you can play it off of the cage. We see other new cards here in Surris, Spidersilk, Innovator, which gives you 2 bodies for 1. It can also be a 4/4 Vigilance Reach, which is nice. A Most Helpful Weaver, Origin of Spider-Man, I think it is, which is a cheap way to make a token, pump it up, give you a little extra oomph. And then Phenomenon Recorder, or Peter Parker's camera, which is going to allow you to copy your activated or triggered abilities. So you can copy up on your, your Overlord of the Mistmoors, or Through the Omenpaths, or your token makers, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a cool, like, hybrid, it's like a stompy creature deck with a lot of big top-end stuff, and Quantum Riddler is awesome. This card's really, really powerful. Also cool here is the new lands. You see Multiversal Passage is the new, pseudo-shock land, but more importantly, we have Urban Retreat. This is a land that kind of has the web-slinging ability, where you can pay 2 and return a creature and put it in your hand. So you can bounce things like Llanowar Elves, which just taps itself, or if you're able to get in for an attack with a Surris or a Sandstorm Salvager, you can bounce it, get a little ramp going, get a little mana fixing going, and then replay it later for value. So, deck looks really cool. We're going to give it a spin right here on the old YouTubes. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Here's a quick word from our sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com.
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of Jim Davis, and you can show your support while getting 5% off your entire order by using the promo code JIM5 at checkout. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered. CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs. And remember to use the code JIM5 at checkout for 5% off. CoolStuffInc.com, cool stuff in stock.
All right, on the play. Hand's great. Turn 1 Llanowar Elves. It's a classic, folks. Even in a world of Spider-Man. Alright. Opponent's also an Urban Retreat enjoyer, so we get to, plot in and play land. So we're going to play a Llanowar Elves. I guess we sneak in this land. We could just play the cage. So play this next turn anyway. So we sneak in the land. We don't actually have a land drop for next turn. Maybe just play the cage. That's the weird part about extra land drops. You don't actually have more lands to play. Yeah, that's kind of rough. So alright, get an Overlord. Let's say go. If we draw a land next turn, sure. But if we don't, we can just play this. Pawn Prophet. We getting froggy over here? We do draw land, unfortunately. So now we see Riddler. Riddler means we get to freaking just do our thing, right? So we play this. Warp Riddler. Draw a card. And then we tap. Put a counter on Llanowar Elves. Cast Overlord. And do our retreat thing. Bouncing this. Damn. That's not a bad turn, my friends. That is turn 3. Welcome to the big leagues. Riddler, Gearhulk, Through the Omenpaths. Ready to rock and roll. They're going to bounce my Overlord. It's fun. And then attack like rocket. That's fine. No problems. We draw another cage. That's fine, no problems. We draw another cage. So we're mana off of just casting this, unfortunately, which isn't, it's still unfortunate, but we could try and cage again. We can cage Llanowar Elves, see what we hit. Let's do that. Let's go for the cage. Swing for the fences. Cage reveals Surris, a most helpful weaver. Pawpatch Recruit. Play that. Play Llanowar Elves. And then put the counter on a flyer. Cast this guy. We can cast the backside, which is pretty cool. So now all of our legendary spells have in web. Which is cool, I guess. And then we just add a counter to the flyer. And get in for a little 6-ball. Now we're cruising right now. We can Omenpaths next turn. We could web slinging out legendary spells. I don't actually have legendary spells though. Kind of a weird card, right? Just like super commander coded. Wish we had Bird's Paradise. Yeah, the mana or Boroid. I mean, that card's great, but I think it's a little too late to matter. So we could Omenpaths, or we could Gearhulk and get rid of this Boroid. Probably do that, right? We just Gearhulk for a removal spell. We're also like pretty close to. We can just do both. We have 6 creatures with 2 extra mana, really. So play lab. Let's play Gearhulk. Let's go get. We're gonna get Dusk Rose Reliquary and maybe just Seam Rip. We get Pixie too. I don't know, there's a lot of options here. Let's have the Phenomenon Recorder. Something like a phenomenon. Yeah. I don't know if it matters, honestly. Sure, we'll get these two. Alright, we're going to stack one of the cages. We're going to cast the Recorder. Yeah, so play Reliquary. Stack a cage. Hit the Boroid. And then we have an activation, so we're going to get in with all of our stuff. And yeah, we'll activate a cage and play Recorder. Double block, cool. So cage here. Deal a bunch of damage. They're blue-green, not scared of a Wrath. Play the Recorder. So there you go. Looks like a pretty clean dub here. I guess if they had a Wrath, like worst, they should go Plains Wrath. Worst case scenario, we have a pretty chunky hand. So a naked or a Boroid. That is not good enough, my friend. Land. Leroy. All right, that was a pretty awesome first game there. Not gonna lie, really cool stuff. Trips. Let's do it. This hand needs a little help, you know, but gotta have a little faith in your deck sometimes. We're keeping. Mayhem indeed. So we draw Retreat. That's fine. It's probably just turn 2 Pawpatch kicked. This card's so good. Pawpatch Recruit is an unbelievable magic card. In the nightclub. Very exclusive. Think they'll let me in? Probably not, right? Yeah, probably not. Skittering Kit. Someone's playing a Mayhem deck. It's the new take on Madness. Really want our Llanowar Elves to live here. Skittering Kitten. Insolent Neonate. Alright. Sure. I mean, it's fine. Cast the Pawpatch. Next turn we can put in a retreat, double Llanowar Elf. We definitely need to draw, you know, a good payoff of some kind, but we got plenty of Boom Booms in our deck. You know, the plan B of just hard casting an Overlord or a Riddler is certainly a reasonable place to be. What's that note down there? Take one. Here, kitty kitty. I think the kitten is not great. It looks like a cool mayhem enabler, but a lot of the draw to mayhem is that you are like looting to play your mayhem card, and thereby you're kind of drawing a card with it. Whereas if you sacrifice your creature just to do that, you're down the creature, and you're not really up a card anymore. So they play a big idiot, which is not ideal. We're gonna play. I guess just Llanowar Elves. We're gonna retreat. Bounce this. Put in the retreat. Just double Llanowar Elves. This is like fine. So, say go. This card's kind of big, honestly. We definitely need to draw something. We might even just jump block this. We actually have nothing, so... And this thing does kill pretty quickly. It sucks is like we have 7 mana next turn. We're drawing to any card in our deck. Overlord, Riddler, Gearhulk, all be phenomenal draws. Oh man. Oh man. Oh god. Oh no. Avert your eyes, folks. We're getting mayhemmed. They're attacking for 11 this turn. That's pretty cool. Now we're definitely jump blocking. We're going to block with one of our... I guess one of our Llanowar Elves. Maybe we want to keep the Llanowar Elves because that makes our best draws better. Maybe we just block with this guy. Because we're going to be able to draw and cast an Overlord or an Omenpath. Riddler good too. Gearhulk with mana is good. Yeah, I'm going to do this. This is a lot of damage. We're probably in some doo-doo here. Their draw is exceptional, and our draw's a little finicky. Not gonna lie. More stuff? Jeez. We draw a Riddler, which is pretty sweet. We can definitely get down to not enough cards in hand for the Riddler. The problem is they might just still have us here. They've got so much stuff in play. Let's play Retreat. Llanowar Elves. I should play the Passage, I guess, but... And then we'll just hardcast the Riddler. Hardcast Riddler. Draw 2. Riddler's sick. I mean, a Muldrifter for a new age, but... The problem is that, I mean, Riddler's a really good blocker, at least. They discard their last card as a kitten to put a counter on the Mako. I mean, if they don't have a removal spell, if they draw a removal spell, we're dead. But if they miss here... And our Riddler can successfully block something. Oh my god, they didn't miss. They drew the actual stones. They drew Stitcher's Wings, which is the best possible card to have drawn. They can mayhem it and then cast it from the graveyard and auto-equip it for flying and haste. I mean, I guess that the Riddler still just trades, but... That was definitely, probably best possible. Aside from just like a Doomblade, I suppose. So play the Wings. It's mayhem, so it auto-equips. And they can diversify their bonds here a little bit. Sure. I mean, if we get to play another Riddler next turn, they're coming in. So we chump block a big guy, block the flyer. Oh, it's got menace too. Jeez. Oh, it has menace naturally. Sure. So we just like block these two. Menace is pretty tough. And we just take 8 and go to 2. I think that's the play. Keep Llanowar Elves around. Maybe we can cage into something next turn. Yeah, the Menace is pretty tough, but... Alright, down to 2. Hanging on by a thread. Flying Haste Menace. 1 card left. They had no cards in hand. Oh, they drew land. Okay, so we draw a Breeding Pool. That means that it's not really going to be possible to Riddler empty-handed, but it's fine. We're going to play Cage. And we just Cage and activate and just hope we hit a Boomer. Cage. We hit an Overlord. We're in good shape, I think. We hit nothing. So now do we Cage again? We probably need to hit an Overlord to win. Or Through the Omenpaths. I guess a Gearhulk might do it too, but probably just Cage again, right? I don't think Sandstorm Salvager does enough here. We need another flying blocker. Sure. Cage again. But if I cage again, then I can't Riddler still. Alright, so take cage. Oh no, I can't Riddler. Whatever. We're probably gonna lose, but alright. Cage. Cast cage. And oh my god. I mean we can Riddler, that's cool, I guess. Where are the Overlords at, huh? We only have 2. Alright, so then we're going to do this again. They still have Menace, though, so we need to draw, like, something else here, too. Play Riddler. Pawpatch Recruit. That's actually pretty good. Alright. Ain't over yet, McGavin. Alright, so we now have 5 blockers, 2 for the Menace Flyer. We're hanging on by a thread. They have Soulstone Sanctuary also. I guess if I just draw a cheap creature and can put the wings on it, would that work? Because they have Menace and Flying. Should I let it ride? Oh my god. Alright, well, opponent had some pretty good rips there. Not gonna lie. Empty hand to draw the kill spell to kill us. That's fine. I mean, their draw was really, really good. And our draw was a little awkward, so that's fine. GG. It's cool. It happens. It's a very modest hand. Our opponent has mulliganed. I think we're going to keep. It's kind of bad, but... You know, worst case, we're just playing Gearhulk on 4. We draw land, draw spells, awesome too. We draw Phenomenon Recorder. Something like a phenomenon. So this can copy activated or triggered abilities we control. Infinity Stone. Sure. We draw a Verge. I guess I'll just C-rip this, right? Pretty cool with that. They're playing Determinus of Return. Probably no guarantee they're playing cards we can actually C-rip anyway, so just like take our Stone Ring with them on the mulligan. And oh, a Most Helpful Weaver. So we can play the Weaver, we can't copy the ability and make 2 spiders though. I guess it's fine. We're gonna Gearhulk next turn. Sure. This is really expensive. 2 is a lot. Adding Kicker 2 to all your spells. So play a Weaver, we get a spider token. Get to add our counter to it next turn. Through the Omenpath. I have better draws. We can copy this, but we're not going to. We're going to attack with our legendary spider hero. Don't recall it being like that in the story, but and then they just got a bunch of mana. I'm not casting a Gearhulk right now. I'm just gonna cast this Collector's Cage, see what happens. That resolved instantly. Choose a Riddler. And she's going to do it again. So, a bit of a setup game here, but sure. Opponent actually isn't doing anything. So, here's an Overlord. Alright, cool. They're in. They mill over 4 lands and a Bitter Triumph. This is poor Malone here. Malone. What are we doing? Their draw is horrendous. Alright, so we draw Starting Town. I mean, this is a nice double striker. I guess we're just getting in. Let's play the Gearhulk too. If it takes 6, they were to counter us, I'd be super sad, but they don't have anything again. So, Gearhulk, we'll go get a Pawpatch Recruit and Pixie. Maybe bounce some stuff. Let's get Reliquary just as an insurance policy. In case they do something busto next turn. Land 5. Call him Pete. Alright, they play. I mean, I'm really glad we took that insurance Dusk Rose Reliquary. We draw an Overlord too. Let's just play stuff. I think we're good to go here. Let's cast this. We're gonna put a counter on the Gearhulk. We're gonna cast this Riddler. not gonna copy it. Cast Riddler. Draw a card. It's a land. We're going to put a counter on this spider. 4/5 2. That's his cage. We're going to hide away. Another Gearhulk, cool. We're going to... We'll play around a Wrath, I guess. We'll play this. We'll sacrifice one of these cages. Hit their Bile Bulwark. And... I guess we're just going to pump again. We're actually not going to cast the card. I'm going to decline, play around Planet Sweeper here. Put them to a single life point. Whatever we had if we had a copy for me, probably not. Here's the Mind Bitten, which can recur thing. Yeah, so they're playing cool like Reanimator deck, but fortunately didn't find the right pieces. First strike, get him dead. All right, so pretty sweet, honestly. You know, the mana with the retreats and the starting towns is not too shabby here. Letting Riddler, even though Riddler's the only like real blue card in the deck, it was really, really powerful. Having card draw on a huge body, and with a lot of mana acceleration is great because you just never flood and you get to use the Riddler thing going. Very powerful card too. And yeah, just good solid stuff. A little bit of toolbox here with the Brightglass Gearhulk, which is really cool. I think 2 of the recorders is a little much. I mean, 1 to 2 to 4 could be fine. But yeah, Through the Omenpath cards also pretty sweet too. So cool stuff. Like it. And make sure to check out that 10 New Brewers article as always. And check everything out here on CoolStuffInc.com from free content every weekday to great deals on all your Spider-Man cards and more. So check them out. Use promo code Jim5, 5% off your order. Tell them Jim sent you. I'll see you next time.